Stellaris can be complex and confusing, especially when a whole new way of playing is introduced with Nomads. Nomads have a completely different playstyle and therefore a different way to build up and become powerful compared to normal empires. And as usual in Stellaris, the start is crucial, and that's why in this video I will be showing you every single click I take for the first 30 years, so you can get off to a flying start, defeat anything in your way, and accomplish all your goals with helpful tips from beginner to advanced players. This will then continue as a $5 members only series, aiming to get back my throne as the Lost Khan, and then attempt to defeat the 25 times all crisis, which means the last crisis will be 200x due to all crisis scaling. This first episode is free, but episode 2 is already out for you to start binge watching, as well as the 4 previous series. Now let's get into it. The empire we'll be playing is the exiled Drag Khanate. We are using heirs of the Khan and some custom nomadic civics and traits, but this start will apply to any nomadic empire. We are using a alloy ship set. We're starting with a commander just because we're going aggressive early on, and also the military arc ship, which I think is just the best arc ship no matter how you're playing, because fleet power is just OP for nomads. And recursive learner does depend on your ships, which arguably military ships not the best for it, but we're going to get more engineer job output and soldier job output, so that's pretty nice. Gone for intelligent for tech, and Reaver for trade and the plunger trait, because why the heck not? These picks don't really matter too much. We have gone for Star Seekers, but Celebration has been nerfed, but I wanted to try it out. And then Flight Schools is pretty good for early aggression because you start with Strikecraft and Strikecraft get OP. Fanatic Militarist and Spiritualist, as we might go Spiritualist Ascension. In terms of setting, we're playing Grand Admiral, Large Galaxy, Bard Spiral. We'll do 1x Hyperlane Density, max AIs and Fallen Empires, with 25 times all crisis, no scaling. And then the rest is default. Tech and Tradition, default. Pop Growth, default. Literally everything we're leaving on default, with then 3 Marauders and 5 Nomads. Let's get into it. Now, something important which I didn't mention in the creating thing is always start with a black hole start, because you're very likely to get black hole starting events. With the starting situation in Archship Readiness, you will get 3 different issues to resolve, which are random, but you'll always get this harvesting one. And with it, you can get flush coolant, which we actually got in this run, which is quite lucky, which means we have to be in a black hole to get rid of minus 50% hull and armor cost. These we're going to want to aim for because minus survey speed is kind of sad. So is minus 50% armor and ship hull. So we will get on that. To actually flush the coolant, we come over to decisions and we need 150 gases. So we're going to need 50 more, and we'll get that through harvesting, which we'll get on to soon. The first thing I like to do though is come over to ship controls and shipyard and just make a logistic ship and a science ship. Logistic ships are limited based on your techs. We can only have 2, so we may as well get to 2, and these are going to give us a bunch of resources early game, which is going to be crucial. Science ships can survey deposits, which therefore give us more output when we do logistic ship stuff. It's not with every deposit, but it will help overall, so we're going to do that. In terms of our techs, we are just going to grab the techs, because the techs give us, for example, 0.25 per 100 and 200 jobs, which is just good. We did not get it for engineering, which really sucks because we would have loved it here. So I'm just going to go for the cheapest one and try and get through that as quickly as we can, so we can try and get the engineering one, because we do want to rush down our second arc ship as soon as we can. Next, we're just going to go straight into bin. 50% specialist efficiency is absurd. Balance does nothing. Conserve lowers upkeep, but reduces efficiency for tech and unity jobs, which we don't want. 50% for specialists is OP. The only negative is that essentially how efficiency works is it will give you 50% more workers, which means 50% more upkeep. So we're going to have way more consumer good upkeep and mineral upkeep, because we'll be working more of these specialist jobs that convert them into good stuff. However, this good stuff is very good stuff, and we want the good stuff, so we're going to take that good stuff. Next, let's just get rid of some jobs we don't need. Soldiers early on, we don't need them. They're giving us trade and some naval capacity. We don't have any naval capacity, so let's get rid of that. They're just going to go straight into civilians, which is going to be useful very soon. We'll get rid of some enforcers and then whack on automation just for crime, and it should manage it for us just to be a bit more optimal. And then we're going to come over to our species, set our species rights, and change our living conditions from decent conditions, which just gives some happiness, to social welfare for that unity. This is going to give us a huge bump of unity in the early game because we have 2.2 thousand civilians, which means 22 unity, I believe. If I can do maths, we'll see. Next, we need our arc ship to find some gases. So if we hover over the systems, we can see which gives us gases. This is 101. I am tempted. We can then hover over. I want to find one that gives us 50. Those are all 25. Don't worry, we won't be doing this later on. But in the early game, I find it is useful to kind of micro a little bit, as that means the quicker we can actually get to doing some good stuff. There are like none. So what we're going to do is we'll just harvest the ones with gases. Apparently I'm not allowed to queue it. That lets us queue it. And then we'll survey the star. And then we're going to survey this star because it does give us the arc ship readiness that we need for surveys so that we get our survey speed back on our capital. We can also disable the stronghold because it does have an energy upkeep. This is just a really big micromanagement, but like, it's going to save stuff because essentially we also want to get our operational reserves up to high, because currently we're in medium. It just gives 5 stability, but going to high gives us 10 stability and 10% research speed. Stability directly corresponds to more resources from jobs, which is all good. We want resources. That's nice. How do we get to high? Essentially, operational reserves combine your energy and your mineral income, so you just want the net of that to be positive so that it can tick up into high. We're currently getting 63 energies and minus 36 minerals, but that's resulting in plus 26, so we'll get to high in 192 months. We're obviously going to try and get that up, but first I'm going to go ahead and survey this way with our science ship, and then we may as well start harvesting over here with our logistics ship. And what we can do is start buying some energy and minerals from our internal market. This internal market has specific numbers before inflation kicks in, so buying less than 42 of minerals and energy is optimal, because the price always resets to the default, which is 1.3. We can also then sell some consumer goods and food. These numbers, I should probably just wait till the next month, because everything's going to change when the month ticks over, because we've done a lot of changes on that month. Let's see how it goes. To be fair, it didn't change our consumer goods that much, which is nice. But you can see when I'm buying, it's 84 months instead. We're still positive on trade, which is good. And we might build the energy generation next, but I kind of am lacking on alloys. So I'd like to build an alloy foundry straight away. It gives 200 of these jobs, and it costs only motes. We get these motes from harvesting, as you've seen. So it's not that bad. Alloys are a big issue early on. So we got that second logistics ship. We'll just let you harvest here as well. And the science ship should come out. We found a full empire. We'll just be nice to them. We can't take them yet. And this science ship, we did get lucky on our air because we're Imperial, got science traits, so we'll give you that. And then we'll automate exploration and surveying. To be honest, we want it to be systems that we're not already harvesting, so we'll actually go here without automating yet. That science leader was also better than this one for the council, because they got a council trait, so we'll whack you on 1.25% resource from harvesting. It's going to add up. It's not crucial, but it will add up. And because we have the engineering bay, we actually can build multiple things at once, like you saw. So I'm going to build this energy generation so that we can try and get into high as quickly as possible, because that's going to give us more energy jobs. We found the Grenier as well. But this specialization gives us 200 technician jobs per district, so it's going to give us 400 more jobs, which is a huge increase. And we're going to clear sprawling slums. I know it costs energy, but the pops are more valuable. Now, first tradition. This can be controversial. I think there's a few very good choices here. The first one being discovery, because it gives you map stars, which means you can survey faster, research speed when you finish it. You also get more survey speed here, more collection efficiency later on is going to be decent, upkeep reduction, and also you get more science jobs from district specialization as well as amenities. Very solid choice. We might even go it. Prosperity is also really nice. It buffs up your harvesting by 10%. It reduces infrastructure upkeep, gives you more resources, less upkeep, less infrastructure cost, and more housing and max district. Max districts are very strong with furnaces. These are all just small, really nice buffs that are going to matter for the entire game. Prosperity solid. And when you finish it, you also get further 15% from harvesting. Honestly, later on in the game, we probably won't harvest that much. But at the start, this is nice. The third one that I would consider is commerce. This reduces your upkeep from traders and gives you more trade rewards, which is going to be nice later on. When you finish it, you get monthly trade, which is also really nice. Get trade from living standards, just a solid little bump in trade for pops. Trades just gives you more trader jobs and more amenities. Adaptive economic policy is very OP. You can switch your trade into consumer goods and unity, which we will probably do later when we get vassals, but not useful now, as our trade is currently being converted into energy, which we need. More trade from jobs and less market fee. Just really, really solid. I am going to be greedy and I think go for discovery just for a bit more tech output because I want to get to my second arc ship quickly and we're going late game, so discovery is pretty nice. And also we can survey quicker, which means our logistic ships will give us more output by virtue of just surveying quicker. So let's put Map the Stars on, which gives us 25% survey speed, as well as anomaly discovery chance. And I should have put Veneration of Saints on. With Spiritualists, we can get more efficiency for our priests. Why not? More unity. Now, Arc Nomads do struggle for unity, but being Spiritualist does help because we get priests, and we've also started with a temple, which is pretty good. And if you ever get minor artifacts early on, make sure to put the museum exhibits, because it's going to give you 20% more resources for 10 years from the priest, which is also really, really nice. Now we are harvesting. We don't have the exotic gases yet. As soon as we do, we're going to go back into our starting system to flush the coolant. There's also contracts from our origin, which we might do. Any origin specific stuff you should probably aim for, as origin specific stuff is usually very strong. Now we're just going to keep this going. We also have miscalibrated sensor array, which I believe is the survey one, which we will be doing, hopefully. Yeah, we're harvesting this, then surveying. And then we can leave. We've got the gases now, which is nice. We're also about to finish these two. Now you do want to just keep building. You've got 2 building slots. Let's utilize them. The only issue is our alloys kind of suck. However, we can just use resources elsewhere, like the gases and stuff, to build stuff. However, I think actually building the medical center is really nice. It gives pop growth speed and multiplier, but this job gets buffed by burn, which is your specialist, so we may as well make that. We now have the reactor arrays and the building slots. We're at 800 technicians, meaning we'll be there in 145 months. It's not quick, but what we can do is also spend those motes on the yard to get a further 200 jobs. These building slots may as well be used for them. And we're going to get that 35% survey speed now, so we're going to survey even quicker. And yes, we have red numbers, but these red numbers are fine. Don't worry about them. They're not massively bad. Remember, we're selling stuff, so we can just, like, stop selling that many. Don't worry about it. Sprawling Slum done. Very nice. I'm going to want to spam these habitation decks because we're just going to get trade jobs, alloys, tech, unity. The base district's just nice. It's just expensive. Once we've actually surveyed stuff, we want to just keep surveying out. And then we're going to just put automation on for the logistic ships, which should go where the surveyed stuff is because they're worth more. And now let's go back to our starting system to flush that damn coolant, shall we? Because I would like to get my ship hull points and armor hull points back. Flush the coolant. We will move it there. So we get that. And you can see the medical workers. There's not just 200 of them, there's 320 of them, meaning we're actually getting 16% pop growth speed. A multiplier, which is going to be lovely. Pops are the key in Stellaris. You need pops to do things. Let's now automate the surveying. It's a bit annoying they're going back there. Optimally, we'd let it go somewhere else, but can't be bothered. Let's now rush down to the more researchers. We need researchers, so let's get researchers. And we'll automate you now. Once we flush the coolant, which we've done, we can actually just set you off to start surveying the stars to get rid of that negative modifier. I'm going to head towards this contract because 1,000 trade early on is pretty nice, and since we flush coolant, I know we can 100% take it. If you're not playing this Origin, the Heirs of the Khan, where we get chased, where we get some buffs, and eventually we can become the Khan, just set it to automate survey and harvest, and you'll be golden. You just want to keep getting resources to slowly get to high. Also, you want the rare resources, the strategic resources, so you can start building buildings and stuff. And I am just saving for this last habitation. There we go. If you haven't got the Ordnance Engineering 1 district, I would build one of those, because after this we're going to build the Void Forge, which actually gives more alloys produced per 100 Materialus, which is a really nice boost early on because we need alloys. Now we're going to take Spark Genius Research Speed as OP, because essentially it adds a percentage off your base research, which we desperately need. The early game is so slow. We might actually build a research lab. I think we will do that next. They cost gases. We have some spare gases. Let's accept this contract. And we should go into the system. Yeah, they're only 432. That is fine. If you're struggling with building slots, you can replace the docking bay because it's useless with the engineering bay. We'll probably just save for the hangar bay. In my testing, I kind of maxed out the building stuff way quicker than it was worth building an engineering bay. What the heck is happening here? It was just covered. Yeah, just keep killing that, please. Thank you. And we'll keep going down our discovery tradition. Let's keep you surveying here. After this, you can survey that. And we got 1,000 trade, which is very nice. We can go into, like, a negative if we really want to. 49 months on that. And logistic ships will come back to my main ship once it's full, so we don't need to worry too much about that. I'm literally just going around surveying all these stars to kind of rush down and getting rid of this. We just need one more start, and then they can actually start doing stuff that's useful. I'm going to grab this leader trait for leader XP. It's going to be quite nice early on. We'll survey this, then survey the system. We may as well. Logistic ships coming in with 1,000 minerals, which is going to boost us up massively towards high. They've also deposited a bunch of strategic resources, which means we can actually start building some more stuff. We should definitely get the Void Forge next, though, to get the alloy income. And I'm tempted to just keep building labs on these slots, because I need tech. I want the Arc ship as soon as possible. Let's just get more resources from harvesting. I don't think any of these really matter. An early game, it's just a waiting game with techs, really. Once you get these buildings, your technologies start to actually coming at a reasonable pace. It's just quite slow early on, which is quite annoying. We're actually making use of a lot of our civilians now too, which is good. And just make sure to keep leveling your leaders. Survey speed. It's absolutely what we want. So once we've surveyed, we can just queue up a harvest. And after this, we might just set it to automation, to be honest. There's no point stressing too much. The automation for these is quite decent, unless you really want to do a specific thing. We can now get entertainment labs, meaning we produce amenities from researchers, and we get a few more researchers. So we're at 260. When we do this, we go up to about 300. So 40x drops. It's not amazing, but it's something. We're now at plus 52 alloys. We're at 49, which is great. We can also build more alloys here if we want. We just need to be careful, because these alloy jobs are going to take more minerals, which means our operational reserves are going to struggle more. To be honest, I might build a consumer goods, because we're actually lacking for them, and I'm spamming tech. And we need to save 3 slots for these research buildings. But also, once we unlock them, we get specializations, which means we could change what the energy and food is doing. We can't really do that until we get a second arc ship, hence why we need the second arc ship, for many other reasons too. So we're just ticking along. These logistic ships are getting us those resources. This is kind of the setup you want. And you might notice I am completely ignoring way stations, which I'll get into after this awful luck of not getting the research building again. That's horrible. The reason we're not doing way stations is because you need to collect from them, but also they just collect the monthly tick, like the free energy here. It would just collect that. And it's really nothing compared to harvesting. And also harvesting makes the collection less efficient. You see it's 0 here because we harvested, we're getting minus 75% for 20 years. Way stations later game are going to be great because of arc furnaces and Dyson swarms, but right now, useless. So we're not going to build way stations. They cost alloys, they cost influence. We are just going to harvest every single resource we see, and eventually later on, we'll get to it. So we've got the consumer goods now, which is good. Our trade is still lacking. We're only just positive. I'm going to favorite the energy jobs. So really, we can't build many more alloys or consumer goods because we do want to get too high. So there's not too much more we can do here. We don't have any spare civilians now. I mean, we can probably lower our enforcers for a little bit more output, since at 30%, that's when crime events happen. So you just want this to be below 30. We'll go there. The automation should have been lowering it, but I guess it didn't want to. I don't know why, but that's how it is sometimes. We've now finished discovery. We now get 20% collection efficiency on tech, 10% research speed, which is really nice, and we get an ascension pick. Now, if you did go statecraft, which I didn't mention, but statecraft can be useful. Executive figures are really nice for the council agenda speed. If you're playing an elite build, this is good. But in general, I think One Vision is really solid for the unity. Tech Ascendancy is really solid for the research speed. And Wanderlust has actually been buffed because now we actually get the leader upkeep reduction of max districts, which I am actually going to take because I want to get another science ship, and we're discovering and exploring a lot. The way this basically works is when we explore more stuff, we're going to get more buffs, which we're playing later on, right? So let's try it. Why is there a time remaining? I don't know. I don't think that's meant to be there. That's on all of these. I don't know why that's there. That's a bug. Let's therefore go and get another science ship. We have 2 extra slots, so we may as well. We also have a leader upkeep. Charismatic's really nice. We're going to try and use quite a few edicts. And we found our first contact. We're going to make sure to do that instantaneously because we're going to want vassals quite early. Vassals are OP because it trivializes operational reserves, meaning we can switch off any basic productions and go full on tech and alloys. We need to get another district, so let's get another habitation deck. That's from Wanderlust. And you can see our logistic ships coming in with a bunch of resources. We're now actually in high from that. Beautiful. That's why the ticking, we just want to make sure it's positive. Not necessarily huge, but just positive. In terms of techs now, survey speed, honestly, this early is quite nice. And then we want to make sure we build a field dynamic center and get this second science ship going with the survey speed leader, level 2 survey speed. Go and explore and survey for our logistic ships, please. We now got the biological or society tech. Let's get pop growth speed, always a must. And we're going to take the research speed tier 2. Let's queue up the xenobiological lab. And things are going quite nicely. We just need the engineering tech. Now, we do get hunted in this origin. We're going to do battle stations to fight them. It's a bit annoying when they land on a logistics ship, but let's head over with our military ship to go and stop that. And we can actually start selling consumer goods since we don't need a positive surplus of them at all. You just need to be +0. Stop selling food, and we might actually just start buying alloys now since we're in high. Don't need the minerals and alloys, really. We just need to be positive. And yeah, we'll just start fighting this. Broken Hunters, we get some unity from it, which is really nice. And now I'm going to set them to explore and survey automatically. This logistic ship did die, but I believe it dropped off all of its resources, which is great. And you just go and harvest, please. Now, the issue we're going to have is pops. This is where we need to be careful with what we're buying and selling and what we're doing. We have finished this first agenda, though, that gives us arc ship construction. Unfortunately, we don't have the engineering tech, which means it's going to be done quite slowly. Let's go ahead and get Evolving Society. Expand the council is useful if you actually have any civics that have good council positions. Yes, the survey speed's nice, but by the time we get it, we're not going to be surveying as much. And the hyper jumps, time, and strikecraft regen doesn't matter for us at the minute. So we're just going to go for the unity. Could be different if you like the look of your council positions, but if not, there's no point, really. Now, we can get rid of this stronghold, to be honest. which will free up us another slot, which I'm really tempted to do another tech, which I'm gonna do because I'm greedy. I really need to get the engineering lab so that we can get the tech for the other arc ship. Now, luckily, when I did my test, I actually got the tech before I had enough alloys, and we do need 10,000 alloys. That's kind of what we're aiming for. And we're just going to rejig buy and sells. Maybe no more alloys. Where did all our food go? Well, probably, yeah, we're not working anymore. And we're no longer positive. That's fine. We kind of need to chill on the jobs very soon. We finally have this tech. You can see arc ship construction would take 131 months. So we should get the materials workshop first, which buffs up our engineers. Now, yeah, our economy's burning. Yes, we're not in high, but it's going to drop into medium in 900 and, well, now 190 months. But we're getting those logistic ships. It's fine. These negative numbers you need to just forget about if you're in control. We have so much surplus, we'll actually run out of the resources in years. And by then, we would have fixed it. It's fine. We now will chill. We won't build more. We're up to 145 tech because the efficiency goes burr. We're getting a lot of tech here. As you can see, engineering is actually lower. We're going to now chill, wait for our pops to kind of catch up, do logistic stuff. We've got a nice surplus of resources, and our alloy gain is quite strong. I would maybe want a little bit more, but I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to be greedy. What is our arc ship doing? I don't know. But again, automation is good enough. If you want to micro it, you can. But at the minute, we're not. We're just letting the logistic ships do its thing. We're at 96%. We don't want to be too high because when resources get dropped off, it will go into the ether, essentially. We're not going to actually see those resources. So actually ticking down right now is a good thing because we're making use of the logistical stuff. Now, next tradition, I think we're going to go commerce because it's going to fix a lot of issues, trades, basically. And eventually we're going to switch to consumer good policy. Commerce is going to be picked. We may as well pick it now. Now let's grab more unity. And let's definitely grab field modulation. This is the key tech. I know there's a research tech, but we need to eventually get... Actually, do we want it? We're so good on operational reserves. I'm greedy. We're taking the research speed. But essentially, this technology will unlock the energy grid technology, which buffs up how much energy production you produce per 100 pops, which makes your pops more efficient. But right now, we're not actually working that many. And I'd rather the research speed, to be honest. You'll get random events like this. Honestly, we can afford to recover the archive data, so we may as well. It's going to give us buffs in the future. I don't know what, but paying resources usually leads to a positive outcome. Usually. So yeah, this phase of the game, once we've pretty much maxed out our population, we set up everything on automation, it's a bit of a waiting game. If you found someone, you could interact with them, I suppose. We could even chill on the surveying and let our science ships do some anomalies, which actually could be a good boost. Or we could even just get another science ship to do that. Why the heck not? Anomalies and dig sites are actually quite strong now because they give a lot of tech comparative to before 4.3. So let's get that science ship. Arc ship's not doing anything, so may as well. And we do have the leader upkeep reduction anyway. So why the hell not? You can give us 100 alloy jobs at home. Let's do that. And let's set you to automatically do anomalies. I think we'll do anomalies first. I'm actually going to micro it. We want to do tier 1s first to level them up quicker, because the harder ones are going to take way longer for them. We got some tech from that event we did. Nice. Could have been engineering, which would have been really nice, but what can you do? Another first contact. We actually don't have any envoys, so we'll leave that. And we'll get the leader XP there. First contact, we will, we'll do easy. No, we won't do easy prey. We will do fascinating creatures on void ones. They can be scary at 25 times. And you can see we're just waiting for pops. We have 6 pop growth, which is quite nice. Which is coming from jobs, arc ship, and then just how much housing and stuff we have. We have so much housing, it's nice. Here, honestly, we don't even have... well, research subsidies is nice. Yeah, more tech output for trade. I'm greedy. We'll do that. We're close to our edict cap, so let's go for the edict fund then. And that was from Tech Ascend, well, Discovery, sorry. which we maybe should have put on a bit earlier. Our trade is collapsing in on itself, but we're at 93. Let's just stop buying everything and see where our trade lands. Yeah, we're positive. It's fine. We've got a specimen from the anomaly, and it's giving us engineering research, which we want. I don't care about the monoliths. We need engineering right now, so we can get that arc ship. Let's get blue lasers. And you can tell I'm not actually building the systems here yet, because I don't care. I want the second arc ship, and we need to save all the alloys we possibly can. So that is what we're doing. More edict upkeep reduction and more fun. Oh, that's good. That's good, because there are going to be techs that unlock some good stuff for us. Engineering's done now. We straight away put arc ship construction, which is only 55 months. Let's then build materials workshop. And honestly, I'm getting another alloy foundry, because we're not going to get to the 10k by the time we finish that tech. Society, nice. Let's get adaptive economics, because the trade from jobs and market fee reduction is so much better. And I know we don't have pops. I know we're kind of dying in terms of our operational reserve, but we need the second arc ship. It's so crucial for Nomads. And let's do this first contact. And let's get the survey speed going. Remember, we're getting our logistic ships coming back with 1,600 resources, which will bump us well up. So that's what we should be doing. Keep doing the first contacts. We do want to find someone. With 2 arc ships, we can probably vassal them. Unity to there, or XP. Yeah, the free Unity's not going to matter. Let's get the XP. Edict funds done. Genie Clinic's interesting, because the upgrade just reduces their upkeep for gases, and we get gases from harvesting. We're at 1,700. So it's kind of a free upgrade that just reduces consumer goods, which is nice. It doesn't give any more output, but like... yeah, it's fine. Any more easy anomalies? Yes, right next to you. Let's go research that, shall we? 48 months of you. We've upped our alloy income, hopefully a bunch more, but now we are reducing in terms of high very quickly, but it's fine. We now have factions, which is going to help us with Unity. We're going to promote this faction, and we're going to put on empty shells, which is disallowing robotic workers. We don't have any, so let's make them like us. Red Legion wants more naval capacity, an overlord, and local rival. Can't do any of that. I'm not wasting my alloys to make them happy, so we will leave it. Okay, in terms of this, it is a little bit ropey, but this is greed. This is pure greed, but it's going to work out. You've already done the anomaly here. Wow. Let's go for this tier 3 then. Unfortunately, our science ship and logistics ships have gone all the way over here, which is kind of far from our arc ship. But they might loop back around. It's fine. Automation's fine. Don't worry about it. Because we are using our Starseeker Civic, which essentially means we need to discover 50 star systems, and then we can host a festival, which lets us go into festival operational reserve, which gives 100% efficiency and resources from jobs and pop growth speed to all of our workers. So this is going to be quite huge if we can get to it, whack it on, and then get an insane amount of alloy income to get that second arc ship. I would like that. Let's now get the energy, because yeah, we're still at 26 months. It's just ticking down a big time because we're not working any jobs right now, but again, it's fine. Food is actually looking a lot worse. I should take the food, but the monument's so good because it doesn't require jobs to just give us 5% more unity. So I'm going to take that. Unfortunately, I don't have a slot for it. Let's upgrade the gene clinic, though. You can get... you can do dig sites later on. We'll whack dig sites on you. Our arc ship is just harvesting to keep us in that high. It's like really strong. This logistic ship's coming back with a bunch too. Don't even have to worry. We are going to take this trade from jobs on your capital. Trade is very strong with Nomads because you get the popular research wall and industrial trade wall, which gives you trade jobs as well as the alloys and consumer goods, and tech as well as the unity for trade. So like having trade just goes crazy, as well as, where is it? The trade is getting the high efficiency, so we're actually making 120 trade there, which is quite nutty. So much so we can probably just put buy orders on. We have so much surplus trade now that these getting low. And we can stay below the 42 and 20, I believe it is, for consumer goods. And there is someone back here. I'm going to want to do that first contact when we can. Why are you going over here? I kind of want you just to keep harvesting right now. So we'll do automation for that. We're finding people, which is great. We'll nab some for closer inspection. Why not? We're evil. I mean, we're not evil, but we're just getting chased by things, so we don't trust anyone, right? And this is what we wanted. The global energy management gives us capacity subsidies edict, energy grid for 0.5 per 100 technicians, and we can specialize in energy grid on future ARC ships. We get it for free on our base one, which is nice of the devs. And we definitely want to do host festival when we can, which is very soon, actually. We only need 2 more new things. So what I kind of want to do is not deposit a stockpile until we've done host festival. This is because, I mean, we're already in high, right? And festival evenly spreads our operational reserves over 6 months. So essentially, we want to get back to high as quickly as we can, because this is going to tick down all the way to critical. So having this ARC ship, or logistic ship, sorry, with 1,400 resources stored is going to be huge. So, well, we can host festival now. Let's do that, because that's going to pretty much tick us towards ARC ship construction and our alloys at a very nice pace. And it used to be 1,000% for specialists, right? They nerfed it, but it's 100% for everyone, which is kind of even more insane because it affects the workers. Not that we have workers, but still, it's helpful. Here, we're just going to take colonial centralization. We can upgrade our capital. And we do want the monument. I've kind of messed up with spamming research. I guess we get rid of 1 researcher enclave. It's fine. Unity is sucky for nomads. So what's happening right now is we're currently doing the festival. You can see our research has got up to 300, our alloys up to 138. And also it increases our pop growth speed. So you're going to see our pops actually increase by 10, 11. It's pretty nice. We're not going to crack the egg. That's going to help with our resources. We can now get more trade from jobs, which is also going to help out a bunch. Some reason our ARC ship's allowed to move while festival's going. It shouldn't be, but it is. What can you do? And now this is going down. I think we'll just wait for it to end the festival. The science ship's also done. I guess we can go and... there's another 2 here. We may as well go do that. So the festival should be done now. We're in balance and we're in critical. But if we send our logistics ship to our ARC ship, we should bump up a lot. What we now need to do, though, and it gained us a lot of alloys and tech, of course, but critical does reduce our stability and monthly everything by a lot. So we need to get out of this as soon as we can. So let's just start buying the maximum energy and food. Yes, we have negative trade, but it's going to be fine. We just need to get out of critical. And having this on automated for harvesting is going to help as well get out of that. Now we're into low. It is ticking down, which is not great. We're almost positive. We might actually want to get rid of some alloy jobs, I suppose. Maybe some tech and Unity. Just so they go work the energy, so we can actually have a positive surplus, which we now have. And this logistic ship can now go automate and harvest. So we want to get back to at least normal medium, so we can burn the 50% efficiency, because you can see our economy kind of sucks without burn on. Take the machines apart, sure. They're now hostile. No, survey ship. And we can get statistician on you. So now we've got 34% research speed. We have 20 months till ARC ship construction. 15 years in, not too bad. Not too bad. And we're just slowly ticking back up to medium. Tech is kind of dying. Or energy even. Let's lower you guys a little bit more. And we don't even need the food now. And I'm an idiot. We had energy grid, which would have helped a lot. And we can put on capacity subsidies, which gives 20% more efficiency for them, which is going to help even more. Our trade is just going to slightly collapse, which means we probably can't do these monthly buys. We did just lose a science ship somewhere. I don't know where. Over there. Okay. We've got another envoy we can assign. And I will go for UV lasers. So yeah, low does also reduce our stability, which is a bit annoying, but we will get out. We will get out of it. Is the festival worth it? I think so, from the pops. And also the burst that we got. We're almost at 10,000 alloys. The tech is almost done. It kind of leaves you in a bit of a state. We would have liked both our logistics ships full of energy and minerals nearby. But that's just how it is sometimes. You don't get everything you want. But yeah, hopefully we can get a big lump sum soon from these. Like, you guys should be able to path. I guess we want to survey here and here so that they can path back to the arc ship this way. I'd easily get to all these surveyed systems. Sometimes you do have to make some subtle tweaks to the automation. 900 off, 5 more months. It's looking good. 36 months till we're back into medium. Can drop consumer goods a little bit, I think. We do actually have 3 civilians, so let's just put alloys back, I think. And we can also put 2 hydroponic farms. If we need food, we can work them. We finally found someone. Hello. Let's actually do the aggressive one so I can build a spy network on them. And see how strong they are. And also, I'm going to set our logistic ship automation to... They can actually target friendly and hostile and waste stations. We don't have waste stations, so it don't matter. I'm going to actually go and survey there so that our logistic ship doesn't go all the way around. That is kind of stupid. Oh, we're now losing stuff. How are we losing? Because of how many alloys, I guess. There is a little bit of tweaking. There's a bit of stuff going on here, but it's fine. Reduce corvettes so we can build some later on. And we do have the tech now with 600 alloys off. And yeah, we need 10,000 alloys, 500 influence. We've saved our influence the whole game, not spent any of it. We are about to go negative in terms of trade, so we'll stop buying those. And we might even just... No, we are positive, like going positive anyway. Layered atmosphere. Cool. More alloy jobs. Sure. Do we need 1,000 alloy jobs? Probably not, because we are so close now. And to be honest, we could probably get another science ship since... I mean, I shouldn't yet. I should wait to actually build... Which we can now do. Let's get a second arc ship. 17 years in, it's not bad. It's not bad. We've even found some Dro over here, which is nice. Now we can kind of chill on the alloy production. I do like tech still. And Unity. But alloys, it's going to have to take a little backseat while we fix our economy a little bit more. Let's see how this rejigs itself. Yeah, like we're going positive now. We're so close. I just want to put burn on, please. And we can reduce market fee, which means I can use this market more efficiently. We're finally in medium. If I put burn on, do we go negative? No, we actually get more because we get more traders. So it's weird how it works, but because trade is producing us energy and we do that stuff, it just works out. It just works out. Gonna buy that. Necessary reckoning. That is annoying. We're gonna get less stability and stuff from this event. I might go full investment to get this over with. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And we did get a storm spawn on us, which does reduce the upkeep for Metergos by 200%, which is absurd. So now we can just have them all on, because they don't have an upkeep. Like, that is just dumb. It's annoying that we have less stability, but yes, our reserves went down. It's because we don't have as many technicians, but we're back to, like, absurdity. You keep surveying. Are we getting that? No, now we wanted the silent ship. And we can also get armor and shield. Let's grab all techs. Let's then also put strikecraft on. We can start militarizing to hopefully make a vassal as soon as we can, because we can just sap all of the food and energy, which then means we can switch off all of the stuff over here. I'm going to make the upgrade first for the capital. We're going to get armor. That's going to help. More faction output? Sure. Better PD? Like, actually probably good, because the arc ship automatically uses it. And we've gotten our Khan people. Leave our sites. There's no surrender. Destroy them. Yeah, let's just destroy them. I hate them. Arc ship is almost done. We have no food. We don't want to go negative on food. Why do we have no food? Station upkeep went up by 100%. That's all. Let's get 40% more unity. And honestly, let's now expand the council, because it will be useful. Keep doing anomalies, my friend. We now have 2 arc ships. Huzzah. We're going to harvest on both of them, because I need resources. We're going to go grab a military leader for this one, and then a governor on here. Did I see a trade governor? Yes. And the first thing I build are 2 engineering bays. These give more build queue capacity, which means we can build this up much more. Now, in terms of Nation of Rob, we're now equivalent, which means we can't make them tributary, so we do need to build up a little bit more. But we definitely want to rush them down as soon as we can. I mean, we could be friends with this Nation of Creed for now. And this event, I'm going to do everything in my power to progress it as quickly as possible, because we do get good buffs and we're currently getting bad negatives. So let's progress that. And if I do declare war, we could get the Creed in, which is going to help us out even more. We just need to get to overwhelming to them. And yes, we're not building or using these civilians yet. We will be. Don't worry. See, now we're getting less farmer stuff. Great. And a commercial pact with them? Sure. Okay, I do need to work some food jobs, it turns out. And we're actually going to go into low soon. The economy, it's a balancing act early on, but you can see it's worked because we've got a second arc ship, as well as a bunch of trade and unity. I'm just going to lower alloys again. And can you, like, work these jobs? Thank you. Once the engineering bay is done, we're going to start getting reactor bays on here. We're essentially going to make our capital probably just all tech. Then the second world, probably alloys, maybe trade. The third one for trade's nice. Then we can make trade produce us consumer goods. And our vassals will produce us our reserves. That's kind of the plan. It's kind of ropey at the minute. Mineral production is not happy. But here's the thing. We have logistic ships. We are automating. We are harvesting. This event is just kind of screwing us a little bit. I have to keep progressing the situation. We might drop into low. 3 months. No! Harvest quicker, damn it. Can I, like, sell some alloys to then buy energy and minerals, maybe? And you are still just going around doing anomalies, so you will just keep going and do that. And there are, like, contracts we could do, but honestly, it's not kind of worth it this early. We need the tech. Once we have a lot of tech, we probably will. I'm going to get 3rd tier of armor, because what happens is it just automatically upgrades, which makes our power go up, and we don't have to spend alloys on them once we have the systems. So it's kind of strong, to be honest. So anything I can do that would help. Not really. I think what we can do, which I should have done a while ago, is turn our living standards off social welfare to decent conditions, because we don't have civilians anymore. We don't need the unity. That'll save us some consumer goods. And we'll make you an admiral, sure. Logistic ships coming in. That's going to be a big bump. And we just don't actually have many allies at the minute, so we're just going to spam technicians to start with. Can actually do 3 at a time. And we're almost there in terms of being positive. Monthly engineering research, please, because they're technologies that we need. Scan the robot, abandon it, we'll just scan it, sure. Get a specimen. And we do have that science ship we can explore with. We'll just have entertainer jobs and survey. Does it look bad? Does the economy look bad? Yes. But we're almost out of this damn situation, which is taking a lot from us, as well as 20 hours and 20 energy. But we're decently in medium now. What did it cost? Every damn thing, but it's fine. So we're putting these civilians to work. That's good. Okay. More alloys. Yes. I don't know why they don't want to work food jobs sometimes, you know? They're inferior to us now. I would like our second arc ship to get armor plating and shield arrays before we go in. Living quarters is one last push with that too. We'll let them keep upgrading, I guess. Almost worked all the jobs. We're now working all the jobs. I do want to get down a medical center and a monument, I guess. But this is almost gone. Huzzah. And we ran out of food. That is a skill issue. Remember, you can also sell these resources. The strategic ones you've just been building up the whole time. So it's really not the end of the world if you start collapsing. The work is done. 20 progress, please. Just get it done, please. I beg of you. Get some armor now. And then we'll probably replace this with a strikecraft too. We could even replace this engineering bay with a strikecraft to like really solidify the win. And the reason we're doing strikecraft is because we do have flight school, which means our strikecraft are even stronger. Okay, I'm just going to automate you now. Okay. That's community. Sure, that's quite quick that the community spawned. What the hell? Let's keep going down commerce. And now we can actually finish this off, which all give naval capacity. The top one gives us resources for specialists and technicians. This is workers and farmers, just armor hit points, housing, and elites. I'm going to take the specialists and technicians. That's going to be very helpful. And then we're going to head towards the nation of Rob so that we can make that tributary, because it's going to be very, very good for us. I promise you. And we've got our alloys back. We've got a bunch of energy production back. The main issue is, of course, our resources. But it's fine. We'll stop selling alloys. The thing about Nomads is your monthly doesn't really matter. The monthly income is indeed a lie. And we're going to need assault armies, so we're going to need more alloys for that. That is how it is. Consumer goods, oh no, we'll just buy some. Don't be afraid to use this market. Sell a bunch of stuff mass if you have to. We're about to leave the food stuff too. Community's here already, which is crazy, to be honest. Ah, they're dying to the creed. No! War of rivalry. If I join your war now. Well, hopefully they lose relatively quick. I don't really know what they're claiming. That's the issue. It doesn't look like they have claims on things, but I'm not sure if Nomads can actually tell. I mean, here's the alternative. We could just quickly rush down the creed because their fleets are not on their planets. We just need to be a bit stronger than them. But they do have like 2,000 odd. We can get army morale, I guess it's gonna help. Another thing is we're not strong enough at the minute. All the embassies will be peaceful for now. Okay, I need to get energy generation up on here because it's going to buff up what we can do with them. So 12,000 trade. I'm going to buy a bunch of alloys. And I'm going to utilize our ship design for early game corvettes, flak, and tier 3 lasers. And we won't have the booster. This is good enough. And I want as many as we can get. And I also want armies. Because if we can kill the Creed, just take their 2 planets that they have, while their fleets aren't there, we will be laughing. We will be absolutely laughing. You know what they have? Frigate, go away, please. Get a leader on you. And I guess we're going for the Creed instead. And this leader can get ship weapon range and damage. If we really want to pump out as much naval power we could. Why do they keep going to this middle system? We need to disable that, because our science ship will keep getting lost there. And we're going to get tier 3 armor 2, which will buff up our arc ships. Tier 2 strike craft. Creeds are still equivalent, damn it. We're going to have to try and go for extra strike craft then, I guess. How much do they have? 600 there, 1,300 there, 1,800 there, 1,100 there. They do have quite a bit. We run out of consumer goods again, damn it. I am focusing maybe too much on getting a vassal here. I really wanted Nation of Rob, but they had to go and invade them, didn't they? I mean, we can try and make them a tribute, but the issue is Nation of Rob have stuff, so we wouldn't be able to win quickly anyway. So all we can really do is try and build up. We also need assault armies, which is annoying, because it's alloys. At least commerce is now finished, and I guess we should probably go tech ascendancy, because it's going to give us even more research speed, and tech is key. Let's get more of that. You should probably be on a little bit of food, please, game. I don't want to keep going negative. We're now over our naval capacity, which is also quite annoying. They're now inferior to us, though. So let's immediately do a tributary. We are over their capital. I don't think we have enough armies is the issue. Let's build armies. We're over them. We jump their destroyers and their starbase. It's stupid you can just do this, where you can just declare war in their territory. They have 500. We don't have enough, so we will quickly indiscriminately bomb them. Nothing wrong with a bit of indiscriminate bombing. Allow their surrender. Put them on aggressive, and we're going to hire another leader just to give them a bit more power. And just keep spamming out assault armies to try and build up. Because all we have to do is take these 2 planets, and they should surrender before they get here. Come on. Okay, they're at 400 now. They don't feel confident. Aggressive will auto-invade when it's confident it could win. Honestly, I think you can win. I'm going to land you. You're very well over. They are coming to try and stop us, but they're coming in one at a time. So we should be fine. Like, we have a lot of arc ships, and also the corvettes are going to do very well. Yeah, if they just send in fleets like this, this will be easy. The planet has been taken. Embark you. Everyone merge up. We're out of food again. You should be managing your resources better. I don't know why I'm not. It's really annoying me that we're not working these food jobs, because we could be. And you can actually link up everything by clicking Control 1 when everything's selected. So now all I have to do is click 1, and it will actually combine everything. So we can go and just keep murdering. I don't mind losing some ships because of our naval capacity getting a little bit destroyed. Take down this destroyer as well. Now we go for this planet, which should be decent. I mean, we've already taken down the capital. All that... Oh, no, it's much stronger. Why is it stronger? Kill that starbase, please. Then bomb this. Thank you. And they've retreated here. We'll send one arc ship back here to like clean up anything that goes over here. We do want to keep it. And you can micro them. We have Strikecraft, so you can actually take your arc ships further away. Like so, and the Strikecraft are just firing, and they're not touching us. And we'll use this arc ship to go clean up other stuff. Just to help with the war score, because sometimes you need to take multiple systems. This is a big starbase, so we're just going to sit back so we don't get too in range of their stuff. That starbase is now dead, and we'll go back here because, of course, they keep spawning over here for some reason. And we have some more transports we can merge, which should see us land promptly. We'll get more energy. They just keep trying to build up. Can we please just take the starbase? Why is it not letting me take the starbase? Yeah, we should win that. We'll send this arc ship to go clean up some more starbases, I think. And I'll keep this arc ship here to just kill anything that appears. I don't understand why it's not taking it. Maybe we need a proper ship. And we have taken the final planet. Oh, we need to actually sit in the system to kill. Yeah, now we have that system. It's still minus 50. They've dragged Union of Bears in. I hate when this happens. Why do they do this? I can pay them to leave the war. I'm going to do that. 100 red crystals. It might mean they peace out easier. Yeah, it instantly peaced them out. So now we have a vassal. This is where the fun begins, because now we get 30% of their basic income, which is going to add to our operational reserves. And this just gets stupider because we can now like go and kill the nation of Rob, which we're going to do as well. And we're just going to build a massive vassal network so that we don't need to actually work any worker jobs. You can see where this goes stupid. So we can start making this industrial trade quarter. Should have built the energy grid too. Probably should get a bunch more assault armies as well. But yes, the economy was ropey early on, but the aim was to get vassals. Once you have vassals... Oh, it goes a bit stupid. We can start buying those as well. And we could try and buy max consumer goods. And we can get rid of one of the energy things here for habitation, which is going to give us a bunch more stuff. We can now make Nation of Rob a vassal. And it's just going to scale from there. Yeah, they don't even have many, if any, armies. So this should be nice and quick. They do have quite a lot of planets, though, which is annoying. Can't lie. This many planets? Annoying. But yeah, we'll take out their ships. We need more consumer goods, but that's fine. Who watches the Watchers? I don't know. Who does watch the Watchers? They have no planets over that side, so we'll go up here and take this. They have so many planets, what the heck? Yeah, you can see now we're at high, easily. Like, it's going to be a bit stupid, and we can convert this into high energy particle accelerator. Another industrial trade quarter, and then we'll spam these. Eventually we can even switch off energy, which we actually can do now. So what we'll do is switch off our trade policy to consumer benefits, meaning we don't get energy from our trade, but we're going to get consumer goods from them. So now we're plus 32. We don't need to buy consumer goods anymore. Trade's fixed. Everything's fixing. Which does mean, honestly, this could even just be alloys. These consumer goods are not going to be an issue.
Research complete. We'll carry this forward.
But yes, you just want vassals as a nomad. And we're going to leave it there for year 30. Thank you so much for watching. And generally, if you join members, it means a bunch. It means I can keep doing this as a full-time. These videos are purely extra for members. They wouldn't exist. I don't edit them. They're serialized, which don't do well on YouTube, but it does really well with the members' content. So you're not missing out if you don't sign out. These videos never would have existed without this member series. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode, which is right here. Goodbye.